Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about momentum. And I want to talk about momentum because I feel like it's a crucial element when it comes to your diet and weight loss and overall health success, because we live in such an instantaneous society now that we want things when we want them, like ASAP. We're so spoiled and used to things happening and being at our fingertips whenever we want them. And if our internet is 5 seconds too slow, we get frustrated and then, are on to the next thing. So when it comes to our health and our wellness and our weight loss success, we need to have some patience, and we need to be kind to ourselves and have some grace, because it did not take overnight for us to gain the weight that we don't want on our body. So it's not going to take overnight for it to go away, or 7 days or 30 days. It takes a longer time. It's safe to say, 1 to 2 pounds a week. But when you think about it, when someone says, oh, like my goal is to lose 40 pounds, and how much time are you giving yourself? So really, how much time should you be giving yourselves to safely lose 40 pounds? So averaging up, let's say you are able to lose 2 pounds a week, which is on the high side of things. I mean, that takes a lot of dedication and work to lose 2 solid pounds of fat each week. But even if you do that, that's 5 months? And let's say it's 1 pound a week, and that's 10 months, almost a year. And so that's really the amount of time if you're giving yourself the proper dedication throughout that time. But that's just like a really simple example of how long that this process really can be. So it's like a long game. And I want to be here to tell you that that long game doesn't need to be torture. And I just want you to be in the situation where you're not in that position in the first place where you are 40 pounds overweight and you need to lose it. I completely understand if you're there now, or maybe unexpected a situation happened, maybe an illness, maybe an injury, or maybe it's baby weight, whatever it is. Like, if that's where you're at now, that's totally fine. The only thing we can do is do better today and be better tomorrow, and that's it. But I want that to not happen to you again. And throughout the show, we're going to talk a lot about that, and techniques and strategies that you can do to make it so that it's not a horrible, restrictive process that we've known to associate with weight loss and dieting and all that stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today was momentum. And when you think about momentum, it starts slow and it starts small. Think about maybe you're trying to turn like a wheel, and it starts very slowly. It's probably a little bit difficult. And as you keep going, it gets easier, and then it goes really fast. And what we want is to keep that momentum going when it comes to our healthy lifestyle, so that the wheel that we're turning doesn't have to come to a halt again, and then we have to go, slow and long again and hard. We just kind of want to keep that wheel turning nice and steady. We don't want it to go from not moving at all to moving super fast where we burnt ourselves out and then we have to stop because of injury or illness or whatever, and having to do that again. And that's what the yo-yo effect diet is. That's what we want to steer away from. So we're not going from having these really unhealthy habits where we're not exercising at all, where we're not eating healthy at all. We're eating fast food maybe 3 times a week. We're not drinking enough water. To working out every day, to eating salads and grilled chicken, and only salads and grilled chicken, and forcing ourselves to drink all this water and forcing ourselves to do all this stuff. And it's like you're shocked to your system. And when it's not a slow, gradual process, then we're more likely to stop it, because we want to kind of go back to our other lifestyle, where really it can just be once a week. Okay, this week I'm going to focus on drinking more water. That's all I'm going to focus on, drinking more water. I'll swap out an iced tea for water, or I'll add water with my iced tea, whatever it is. And then when you start to build those habits one on top of the other, they're much more easy to achieve and keep for a longer period of time. And so how do we build this momentum in our lifestyle without going all or nothing? Because maybe we have the personality where it's all or nothing, or maybe we can't stop overindulging once we have a little bit of brownie, So what are these things that we can do to start that momentum and keep that momentum. And so they're very simple things. These things are almost so simple that they're almost too easy to do, but they're also so easy to not do. That's what I always say. It's easy to do these things, and it's also easy not to do these things. It's easy to say, oh, I don't have the time for that. Or it's also easy to say, okay, let me just figure out a way to get it into my schedule. And so this leads me into my first point, is finding small wins. So a small win is anything that you achieved and you're going to appreciate yourself for. It's so easy to say, oh, I had a salad, and yeah, but it was only one salad, and I also had cream and sugar in my coffee and I didn't want to have that. We're so easy to pick apart the negative things about ourselves that it is difficult for us to notice, hey, I had a small win today, and those small wins will build up. And it's easy to achieve a small win when you set a smaller goal. I'm all about dreaming big and having big goals and big intentions, but you have to break that big goal down. If your goal is to lose 40 pounds or to, whatever your goal is, you have to break it down into small, easy, attainable steps. So yes, obviously you're going to have to eat better, and you're also going to have to work out in order to achieve a certain goal like that in a certain amount of time. So if your goal, for example, is to get to the gym, you don't want to necessarily say, okay, I'm going to work out for 5 days this week for an hour each day. That's a common goal that people make. But the thing is how many times did you work out last week? And, it's probably 1, 0, 2. So why go from 1 day to 5 days? How realistic is that? And how realistic is it to fit in your schedule? And hopefully you could fit into your schedule, but really, chances are if you've only made it one time the previous week, and maybe the time you haven't found the time each day to make it into the gym. So, and even if you only hit the gym 4 times that week, you would still have felt like a failure because you did not achieve your goal to do 5 times a week. So what I'm trying to say is set a small intention so you can achieve a small win. Make that intention to go to the gym 2 times this week for a half an hour. And our initial thing is to say, oh, well, that's not really going to get me anywhere. But we have to realize, where were we before? Where were we at last week? Were we doing that? And if you were doing that, then sure, set the goal higher. But my goal here is for you to just set the goal small. And this is something that has helped me get into the gym on a consistent, regular basis, because before I would think, oh, if I go to the gym and I'm just on the treadmill, then it's just like a waste of time and I don't have a workout to do. And, once I get a workout plan, it's like 10 different exercises with these heavy weights and it sounds horrible. So I wouldn't do it. But instead, now I'm like, okay, I'll just do 2 or 3 of those, weight workouts. And if I just lift 2 to 3 exercises, then I'm good. And it has been game changing. I'm in and out of the gym. I feel good. I'm getting stronger. And now, even if I'm doing just 2 bicep workouts a week, at the end of the week, that's 10 different bicep workouts, So that's a huge win. And over time, that muscle will grow instead of me not going at all because I'm feeling overwhelmed by my big intention. Okay, so small wins, and the next point I want to make in order to find momentum and then keep this momentum going is find a nice balance in what you're eating, what you're doing, obviously, again, if you're trying to make these healthy lifestyle goals, it's mainly about healthy eating and exercise. And more than exercise is the healthy eating element. Healthy eating is about 80% of the overall outcome that you'll achieve, and 20% effort is achieved by the exercise. So 80% of your attention should go into eating better, which is why, I focus so heavily on just, focusing on food, focusing on healthy swaps, healthy meals, this and that. So I want you to find a balance with your healthy meals. And what I want you to do is, let's say, again, with this is kind of like common misinterpretations that people have, or misconceptions, or just the way that we think previously from all of the people that I've talked to and heard from, and even my own misconceptions and beliefs about what healthy eating is. And what I've come to understand is, people, and when I say people, I mean myself too. So I'm not just overgeneralizing anyone here. But people tend to believe, okay, well, if I'm going to be healthy, then that means I have to be gluten-free and dairy-free and low fat and no sugar. And so when we go on a healthy eating plan, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, no carb, no sugar, and it's too much. So again, we've went from maybe having fast food multiple times a week, going out to dinner, enjoying birthday cake at birthday parties, this and that, to I can't have that. I can only have this thing. And this is the diet that we all go on, that I see so many different women go on. And it's not the way that it has to be. So when you find a nice balance to what you're eating, you can say, you know what? I'm going to have a nice salad, and I've been really enjoying a beer because it's nice and it's warm out, and I'm going to still have my beer, but I'm going to have the salad instead of the burger, the fries, and the beer. That's finding balance to me. Finding balance could be, I really want to have that cake, so at the birthday party, but, I want to be good about it. So I'm going to have, a half a piece of cake and, some of the fruit salad instead. These things are striking balance. These things are going to still give you what you want. You're still going to be able to have your cake and eat it too, but also keep yourself in a positive momentum forward. And of course, there is a time and a place to have just the burger and the fries, the beer and the cake and the wine and whatever, but we have to strike a nice balance with all of this. And so another point to make, another tip in order to find momentum, is to get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Leave your old mindset to the side here, because we need to remove the previous dieting thoughts and self-sabotage that comes along with all of that. And we need to get out of our own way. So someone who might be in their own way, an example of this is someone who said, you know what? I messed up at the birthday party. I had too much to drink. I had 2 pieces of cake. I didn't even just have one, but I had 2 pieces of cake. And so, you know what? What is the point? I might as well just give up now and not have my nice healthy smoothie in the morning and not even bother tomorrow. That's getting in your own way. When we do that, you're setting yourself up for failure, because when it comes to momentum, when we think about it, when we're turning the wheels, moving nice and steady, and then we say, forget it, and then it goes slower, the wheel goes slower, and then it stops until it's next summertime or a wedding is coming up, and then we're like, oh my goodness, I'm like 40 pounds, 50 pounds overweight now. Like, what in the world? And so that's the momentum stopping. But really, we just needed to keep the momentum going. So maybe there was a rock thrown in the wheel and it like jammed something up for a little bit. It's okay, because you're just going to keep moving forward. And when you do this, this is your body going to naturally recalibrate over time. Our bodies love homeostasis. We love to find a nice, happy, healthy place to be at. So your body is going to naturally, you're going to naturally lose weight. You're going to naturally, go down in pant size and start feeling better about yourself and start seeing muscles peek through and look better. Your mood's going to improve over time. And again, this might go back to the 5 months, 10 months, a whole year. But I guarantee you, if you keep up the momentum of doing these things, by next year, you're going to be exactly where you want to be. You're going to have shed that 40 pounds plus more. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to have these good habits. Your bad habits are naturally going to fade away. And so it's really critical to keep up with your positive, healthy habits and keep that momentum going. So, and another tip, which I already said, was previously when I was talking, is just do things one at a time. Add in these healthy habits 1 week at a time. So if a goal of yours is to drink more water 1 week, do that just for the first week. Focus on water, and maybe even make it 2 weeks where for 2 straight weeks, I'm going to focus on drinking more water. Mark the calendar. And then after that, if you feel confident to add on another healthy habit, maybe start going to the gym 1 more day a week. Add that for 1 or 2 weeks. It might even be a whole month. I mean, it takes time, and maybe you had a really stressful week and you completely forgot about your water, or your water bottle broke and it just threw you off your game and you forgot to get another water bottle. And so it takes time. Honestly, it takes some time for even a simple healthy habit like that to stick. So just one thing at a time, add it in week after week. And then again, by the end of the year, you are going to be set. And yeah, so that's really what I wanted to mention about momentum. When you think about it, it starts slow and small, but we want to just keep that slow and small movement going until it moves a little bit faster. And if a rock hits that wheel and it kind of stops, that's okay, because we ultimately don't want that momentum to stop moving and having to start slow and small again. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go through the effort of starting and pushing so hard and trying so hard just to get the wheel to turn a little bit and get some momentum. And we always, even if that does happen, that is okay, because it happens to all of us. We just don't want to stop for a long period of time over and over again, and where the wheel might, it might break, or it might stop so long it gets rusted, or it might just, we just want to just keep the habits going so that we're not in the position in 10 years from today saying, oh my goodness, I'm 50 pounds overweight. It doesn't have to be like that. We can be 50 pounds of muscle. We could be, back at any weight or fit into any pant size you want to be at. So it's all doable. It's all achievable. And I just want you to know that. So I want you to set yourself a challenge to go ahead and start today. Start by doing something. Grab a water bottle and chug it. Go for a walk on your lunch break. Do something, anything, and start today. So you can 100% do this on your own. You just have to adjust your thinking, adjust your mindset, believe in yourself, and you can do this. And if you want the support, my Oh How Healthy Insiders, this is my monthly challenge group that is open and available to you, where we do monthly meal plans, monthly grocery shopping lists, monthly trainings. We do a meal prep party in there. It's just going to be the whole process really done for you and make it very simple for yourself. And we do weekly coaching in there. So if you want more information on that, go to www.ohhowhealthy, it's ohowhealthy.com/insider. And you can get all the information over there. And really, it's just going to be a place where you can, your accountability partner, you're going to be there to check in, to share the success that you had each week, to share photos of healthy meals you're making, efforts you're making to start move your body and work out. And it's a lot of fun, and it is a very practical solution to your ultimate health goals.